If you only knew the power of the dark side.
No.
Yes.
I'll never join you.
Obi-Wan never told you about your father.
He told me enough.
What did he tell you?
He told me you killed him.
No.
Yes.
I am your father.
No. That's impossible.
Search your Jedi-clouded feelings. You know them to be true.
No! No! No!
The power is orgies after orgies. You can sleep with any hot babe that you want. Oh, just thinking about it. Oh, God. I killed Obi-Wan in front of you, that pansy bitch. You can see the light side is for pussies.
Oh, God, it hurts. I'm gonna let myself go. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna drop myself into that hole.
If you join me, you will have everything that you desire. We can destroy the Emperor. Don't do it.
I'm gonna jump down that hole.
Don't.
I'm gonna jump. You're forcing me to. Back up then.
Have you had...
Back up! I'm gonna drop myself.
What? Okay.
Hey, what's up guys? Rob here, and I'm back once again with another Star Wars movie review. Just want to apologize to everybody up front. I haven't been feeling the greatest, been feeling kind of tired, so I haven't really had the energy to sit in front of the camera and do videos. So I'm actually shooting it like this. I apologize for that, but you know, I'm still doing the review. It's just going to be different. I'm still going to put the skit in front of the review and then the bloopers at the end, so that's going to be the same. But anyway, yeah, I just been feeling kind of tired, just haven't had the energy. But yeah, we're going to continue my Star Wars movie reviews, and we're going to talk about The Empire Strikes Back, also known as Episode 5, 1980. This is the film that people say, you know, is their favorite. I mean, 90% of people you ask will say that Empire is their favorite. Me, I'm a Return of the Jedi kind of guy, even though this is like a close second for me. But yeah, a very different kind of film when it comes to tone of Star Wars. It kind of has a darker tone to it. And I gotta be honest, you know, this is the movie that made Darth Vader intimidating. To me, at least. It really showed you that he is a force to be reckoned with, and he's powerful. Also has one of the biggest reveals in cinematic history, and they show it right here. Luke, I am your father. You find out that Vader is Luke's father, and people still talk about that to this day, because it's like I said, it's a big deal when it comes to surprises and reveals in cinema. This movie was not directed by George Lucas, even though he did kind of like co-write the story, and he was an executive producer, but it was directed by Irvin Kershner, who was actually Lucas's former professor, and he was a veteran, you know, independent filmmaker. And he did a great job. Even though it's different in tone, it still feels like a Star Wars film. It really does. But the story is set 3 years after the first film, where the Empire is pursuing Luke and the Rebel Alliance. Vader pursues Han, Leia, and the others, while Luke studies the Force under Jedi Master Yoda. So we get to see a new character in this movie, Yoda, who acts all crazy And then he, you find out that he's really wise. And the fact that he's really small, but he's powerful with the Force. Very powerful. I mean, he's able to, lift the X-Wing out of the swamp. And there's actual training in this movie, which brings me to The Last Jedi. Luke actually trains. And guess what? Luke doesn't give up. Luke, in this movie, has to decide whether to complete his training and become a Jedi Knight or to confront Vader and save his friends. The thing is, I always talk about this. Luke never gives up. Even though he tries to make the right decisions, even if it's not the right decision according to other people, he tries to make the right decision. He's very persistent when it comes to his friends. He wants to save them. Which, again, going back to Last Jedi, didn't make sense. When he's on the island crying like a little baby, people need his help, and even his sister, his closest bloodline, his sister needs help, and he doesn't go to save her. That is not Luke Skywalker, okay? That is a whiny little bitch. And I'm sorry. Take cues from this movie, okay? He tries to save them. Even if he's not ready, he doesn't give up. Same words of what came out of Mark Hamill's mouth when he was talking about Last Jedi. So, we'll get to that when I talk about The Last Jedi, because I have a lot to say about that movie. But anyway, yeah. A lot of people will say that this is their favorite Star Wars films. Or the favorite Star Wars film out of all the films. So you have Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker. You have Harrison Ford as Han. And Han, it's very interesting. In this movie, he gets frozen into carbonite because he gets captured. And it's cool to see, like Boba Fett puts him on the Slave One on his ship. And you have all these other bounty hunters that make an appearance, like Dengar and Bosk. It's really cool to see those characters. But you got Carrie Fisher as Leia, and they kind of do the romantic thing here. They kind of touched on it a little bit in New Hope, but in this movie, you get to see, Leia and Han kind of connect a little bit more. Billy D. Williams as Lando Calrissian. New character. He is Han's old friend. And, he ends up betraying Han. But he's almost like a double agent because he did it because the Empire, would pretty much kill everybody if he didn't do it. But he's actually a good character. He's actually good at heart. But he's an awesome addition. Cloud City was kind of a cool place. Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. David Prowse plays Vader. James Earl Jones does the voice once again. And like I said, Vader to me is intimidating in this movie. This is the movie that made him intimidating. He's a force to be reckoned with. He's like a monster in a way. He's, New Hope, he was intimidating there, but I think this is the movie that, the Empire pretty much spanks the Rebel Alliance in this film. I mean, the whole beginning with Hoth, the Imperial walkers are going towards the Rebel base, and they get to the base. They destroy everything. The Empire spanks them. That's why it's called The Empire Strikes Back. Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca. Kenny Baker as R2. Frank Oz as Yoda. Jeremy Bulloch played Boba Fett, and the original voice was Jason Wingreen. And I prefer the original voice over Tamara Morrison, who, they dubbed the new voice in just to, connect with the other movies, the prequels, so to say. I understand why they did that, because there has to be continuity. Jango Fett had the voice, so it would make sense if Boba, all grown up now, has the same voice. I just prefer the other one. Emperor Palpatine makes an appearance in this for the very first time. And get this, it's not a man playing the part, it's a woman with a mask, Marjorie Eaton, who was also in Mary Poppins as Miss Persimmon. And you can kind of tell that when you look at the hologram image. The voice was by Clive Revill. So you had a woman playing the part and a guy doing the voice. That was weird. But it was replaced by Ian McDiarmid in 2004, the DVD releases, and I was really happy to see that because he, no offense to Marjorie Eaton or anything, I just think, Ian McDiarmid played the part all through the prequels, and I think he deserves, to be the Emperor. He is the Emperor. I mean, that's just plain and simple. So it was really nice that they made that change. I love that change. That was a necessary change, in my opinion. You also have Alec Guinness, who plays Obi-Wan, as a Force ghost. John Williams, who did the music. It's got a fantastic score. I love the Imperial March theme. One of the most iconic themes ever. Had a budget of $23 million, which was, just a little bit more than New Hope. And at the box office, it made $538 million. But this movie is, I love the creatures. I love how they added, more images of the Wampa before they kind of, did camera tricks to make it seemed like there was a creature there, but now we actually get to see a creature get his arm cut off by Luke, and I thought that was a worthwhile addition. Creatures are a big thing in Star Wars. I think creatures should, if they're done right, not like this big CGI fest. Actually, the Wampa was a guy in a suit, which is practical, so it makes sense. I don't like when they add CGI creatures that don't look right in the background. But that was a really nice change. And then you have the space worm that, they fly the Millennium Falcon in the stomach of the space worm, and then they fly out when it tries to eat them once again. That was a really cool thing. But the Battle of Hoth, that's like my favorite part of this movie. And then, well, of course, the Luke and Vader duel. That's an awesome scene as well. I think this movie is, it's kind of slow-paced at times, but it's fine. When Luke goes to Dagobah, it really kind of slows down there. And even when they go to Cloud City. But it's not slow to where you're bored. You're introduced to two characters, Yoda and Lando. And, I think it's a really nice change from the characters that we've already been established with. Now, we get to learn about some new people. But yeah, it's got a really, the ending of this movie kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger a little bit, because the Empire, they kicked their ass. So now the Jedi and the Alliance have to come back, and that's what they do in Return of the Jedi. And when I say Jedi, I pretty much mean Luke. But yeah, great movie. It's definitely, I would say it's my second favorite, of all the Star Wars films. I haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet, so I guess I shouldn't say that, because who knows, maybe Rise of Skywalker will be my favorite. I don't know. That's a pretty big hope there. But, yeah, when it comes to the original trilogy, this would definitely be my second favorite. I just love Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi is just, it's just so good. But anyway, guys, that's it for my review. Hope you join me next time for my review of The Return of the Jedi. And let me know in the comments what you think of Empire Strikes Back. Do you love this movie? Do you hate this movie? Is it your favorite? Do you like the changes that they made in the movie, or do you prefer the original versions with the original stuff? So let me know in the comments. And This is Rob signing off, and I'll see you guys next time.
Why is it so bad to be my son? You're babbling like a baby. Luke, let me cauterize your wound.
I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna let go.
Obi-Wan never told you about him and I, did he?
Yeah, he told me enough.
Did he tell you we were gay? Obi-Wan and I were lovers. Wait a minute. What was so funny about that was it was like you were reacting. How disgusting it was.
You told me you killed him. And that's it. You killed him.
Wow.
You murdering son of a bitch.
He spoke hardly of me at all. What a jerk.
Oh God, it hurts.
Oh, come now. That's barely a wound. Calm down. You're overreacting. You know what?
Why? Why would you do that?
I don't even want you on my team anymore. You're a baby. I'm your dad.
What?
I'm your dad. Obi-Wan lied.
No!
What? The Emperor has foreseen your power. Join me and we will destroy him.
Never join you. I'm gonna kill myself. You hear me? I'm gonna
Don't do it. We can stop the Emperor.
You're not gonna win. I'm gonna obliterate my body. I'm gonna destroy everything.
No. I know I took your hand. That was an accident.
If I'm your son, say goodbye to your fucking son, bitch.
No. Wait. I have money.
I'm gonna do it.
Go then. Wow, I didn't believe him, but he did it.